All right. We're learning something new today, so I thought I'd hop in real quick. We're going to write a program that makes a zigzag. Nothing fancy. So left 20, forward 30, right 40, forward 30, and left 40, forward 30. So let's see what happens. Look at that beautiful zigzag. Well, if I want to zigzag a little more, then I'm going to need to copy this bit and do it a couple more times. Okay. So that's pretty neat, can just keep copying and pasting here. But the problem is, what if I change my mind on something and I say, I don't want to go forward 40, I want to go forward 15. Well, I got to change it here, 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 change it here. And I decide, maybe I want to do this a couple more times. Well, I got to go back in and copy and paste, which is not the end of the world. But imagine for a moment that we did the same thing and we did it 100 times. The good news is computers are very good at repetitive tasks. People say that computers are smart. Computers aren't smart. People are smart. Computers are good at doing boring things, like repeating the same thing over and over. So if we want to repeat something in Python, we use a for loop. For I in range. And we say how many times we want to repeat it. I'm going to repeat this 4 times. Well, what are we repeating? Well, this is the part of the code that we're repeating. Now I have to indent it to tell Python what it is that I want to repeat. Otherwise, it doesn't know what I want to repeat and what I don't want to repeat. So everything that's indented here with the tab key is being repeated. Now, the advantage is, if I want to change how many times it repeats, then that's really easy. I can do it 10 times. It's going to go out of bounds, but okay. And I can change anything else, because remember, before, when I wanted to make a change, I had to make it every single place that I'd copied it. Imagine doing that 100 times or 1,000 times. That's insane. So I can change it to 30, and I can change the rotation to 70. I want to change this as well if I do that, but okay. So there's a few reasons that we want to do this. There's a saying in coding, keep your code dry. That stands for don't repeat yourself. Because if you repeat yourself, that probably means that you could have made your code cleaner and easier to read. This is a whole lot easier to read than if I had printed it out 10 times. So it's easier to read. Also easier to change and maintain. By maintain, when you've got a big, long program, there's a chance that you may have to make changes to it eventually. And by not repeating yourself, by putting it in this loop that repeats, we've made it easier to change our code in the future. It also has the opportunity to make our code more dynamic, which means instead of just working for one particular thing, we can make little tweaks and have it work for all sorts of different applications. So this is for loops. Anytime you catch yourself wanting to do copy and paste, you really need to try out these for loops instead. They're really a powerful tool that are going to help us for the rest of the year.